Hello everyone, welcome you all to the microcontroller class. Today we will be having session 4 of unit 3 embedded C. And these are the contents of today's session. Here we are going to learn accessing of SFRs as well as the bit addressable memory and the arithmetic and the logical operators used by 8051 C programming. First of all, we shall take how to access SFR addresses from 80 to FFH. We know that from the memory location 80 to FFH, we are having special function registers, and some of the special function registers are bit accessible as well with the byte accessible. So SFR RAM space from 80 to FFH can be accessed by using the SFR data type. If I want to access any special function register by using C programming, then I must define a keyword. Then I must use that with the keyword SFR. SFR is the data type, and single bit of any SFR can be accessed specifying the bit address. I can access a single bit because some of the SFR registers are bit addressable, so I can access those SFRs bit of those particular bit of the SFR register by specifying the bit address. And both the bit and the byte address for P0 to P3 ports are given in the table below. So here we can observe that. So the bit address as well as the byte address are given. So for example, for the port 0, so all the ports, port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3, port 4, port 3, port 2, port 3, totally 4 ports, all the ports are bit addressable, as well as each port contain 8 pins. So these are the port pins. For example, if I write P0.0, then what is its address? 80H is the address. For P0.1, 81, P0.2, 82, and so on up to P0.7 is 87. I can directly use the address 87 to access the 7th pin of port 0. Similarly, these are the addresses for the port 1. So remember, port 0 is 80, this is 90, and this is A0, and this is B0. 0.0, 0.1, 0.2, like that. For example, port 3, that is P3.0, it is B0, and P3.1 is B1, and so on up to P3.7 is B7. So these are the particular pin of the respective ports, P0, P1, P2, or P3. And these are the bits here, D0, D1. D stands for data bit, that is the 0th bit, 1st bit, and so on up to 7th bit. So totally 8 bits or the 8 pins are available on each port. Now, there is no hash include reg51.h statement. So this is not necessary to access the particular port pins by if I declare that variable as a SFR register. And then this allows us to access any byte of SFR RAM space from 80 to FFH. So any byte can be accessed. A byte means what? If I want to access all the pins of port 0, then I can do that. By declaring the byte address, I can able to access all the pins of port 0. Similarly, I can able to access all the bits or all the pins of port 1, port 2, or port 3. And these SFRs are located in the RAM location from 80 to FFH. And these are the addresses, direct addresses of the particular pins of the port. We shall take one example. Write an 8051 C program to toggle all the bits of P0, P1, and P2 continuously with 500 milliseconds of delay. And they have mentioned that use SFR keyword to declare the port addresses. So what we need to do, we need to write a C program to toggle. Toggling means make 0 and 1 continuously. Port 0, all the bits. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, 8 ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ನ ಟಾಗಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಪೋರ್ಟ್ 0, ಪೋರ್ಟ್ 1 ಮತ್ತು ಪೋರ್ಟ್ 2 ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ. ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಫೈನೈಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದ ಡಿಲೇ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಈಚ್ ಟಾಗಲ್? ಆನ್ ಆದರೆ ಆನ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ 500 milliseconds ಇರಬೇಕು, ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ 500 milliseconds ಇರಬೇಕು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಟಾಗ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ SFR ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ ಟು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ದ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್. ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದ SFR keyword. Next. So here, as we know that this reg51.h statement is not required whenever we use the SFR keyword to access the SFR registers. So there is no header file here. So I will declare SFR port 0 is equal to 0x80 and SFR port 1 is equal to 0x90, P2 is equal to 0xa0. What this 0x stands for? It means that this is the hexadecimal number. Whatever the number is there, that is the hexadecimal, that is 80H, 90H, 0AH, A0H. In C programming, we don't write H. Instead of writing H, we are going to write 0x. Okay. So these are the port address of the port 0, port 1, port 2, like this. Suppose if I want to access the particular pin of port, for example, I want to access the third pin of port 0, then what is the address now? 83 is the address. Otherwise, if I want to access all the pins of port 0, then I can directly give the address as 80H. If I directly give the address as 80H as a byte address, if I give it as a byte address, then all the pins I can able to access. So SFR is the keyword used to define one particular byte or 8 bits. SFR P0 is equal to 80H ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪೋರ್ಟ್ 0ದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಿನ್ಗಳು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪೋರ್ಟ್ 0ದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಿನ್ಗಳು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ 80H ಅಂತ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. But 80H is also the address of one particular bit, that is P0.0. Then how to access this particular pin by using this address? Then you have to use the keyword SBit. SBit ಅಂತ ಒಂದು keyword ಇದೆ, that we have already discussed in the earlier class. SBit we need to declare the variable as SBit. So if we declare the variable as SBit, then it indicates that it is a single SFR bit. If I instead of declaring this as SFR, if I declare this as SBit, then SBit 80, then it indicates that I am accessing only the port P0.0. I can access only this particular pin. Whereas now in this case, I have used the SFR keyword to declare the port 0. Now port 0 is the variable name. This is the variable name I have used. Not necessary, you can write any name here. But here we have, just for the simplicity, we have taken it as port 0. And this is equal to 0x80. 0x80 means all the pins of port 0 are accessed. And it has been given with the name port 0. Similarly for port 1 and port 2. Then void delay unsigned int. This is the function prototype. This function, delay function, is used to generate the delay of 500 millisecond. Then we are having the main function, void main. Return type is void. And enter inside. So while 1, this is for the infinite loop because continuously is there. Then while 1, put everything inside the while 1. Initially declare P0 is equal to 0x55. What is P0 now? P0 is nothing but the port 0. I have assigned this address to the port 0, to the name port 0. Then P0 is equal to 55. All the pins will become 50. What is 55 in binary? 5 is nothing but 0101. Again 5 is 0101. So this is P0.0. This is P0.1, P0.2, P0.3 and so on up to P0.7. So this value P0.0 is nothing but 1 here. P0.1 is 0. P0.2 is 1 and so on up to this is P0.7. P0.7 is nothing but 0. So this is how the value 55 has been sent to port 0. And then P1 is equal to 0x55 because I want to toggle P0, P1 as well as P2. So after P1, one statement is missing. Please add this statement, that is P2 is also equal to 0x55 along with semicolon. 0x55. So P0, P1, P2 all are initially declared as 55. Then I will call a delay of 500 milliseconds. So as soon as the delay function is executed, so the microcontroller control directly come to this function. ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Void delay unsigned int count. What is the count value now? Count is the parameter that we are passing. This is the parameter we are passing from calling function to called function. This is called as called function and this is the calling function. So this 500 parameter will come to count. And you repeat this one. We know that if I repeat this for loop for 1275 times, it will generate how much delay? 1 millisecond delay. And this 1 millisecond delay will be repeated for how many times? Count number of times. What is the count now? Count is equal to 500. So therefore this is nothing but 500. So this is 500. Therefore this will be repeated for 500 times. So 500 into 1 millisecond is 500 millisecond. Because in the question it is given, you need to generate a delay of 500 millisecond. Therefore, so you can observe that for this for loop semicolon is there, whereas here there is no semicolon. If you write semicolon here, then this statement will not be executed. Every time it has to enter, it has to execute this for loop for each value of I up to 500 times, 0 to 499. Totally 500 times it has to repeat this loop. Then after the 500 milliseconds of delay is generated, once again the microcontroller control will come here. Now it will make P0 is equal to AA, P1 is equal to AA, P2 is equal to AA. Why we have written AA here? Because the complement of 55 is nothing but AA. AA is the complement of 55. This is 55. You make the complement. What is the complement of 1? 0. It is 1. Now what is the complement of 1? It is 0. Again, this is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. What is 1, 0, 1, 0? This is A. Again 1, 0, 1, 0 is A. Therefore AA is the complement of 55. 55 and AA are complemented. Initially I have made P0, P1, P2 as 55. Now I have made P0, P1 and P2 as AA. Again call delay of 500 millisecond. Once again come here. Once again generate delay of 500 millisecond by repeating this. So after the execution of this statement, now it will end and it will come to the end of this loop. What is this loop now? This loop is nothing but the while loop. Again it will come here. Again while 1. Again the condition is true. Once again make P0 is equal to 55, P1 55, P2 55, call delay. Again P0 AA, P1 AA, P2 AA, again call delay. So these statements from here to here, these statements will be repeated for infinite number of times. Means port 0, port 1, port 2 pins are blinking continuously. So this is what the program is. Now example 2, write an 8051 program to turn bit P1.5 on and off 500 times. P1.5 ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 500 ಸಲ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 1 time, again on off 2 time, again on off 3 time and so on up to 500 times. And use the SBIT keyword to declare the pin. Pin ಅನ್ನು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, SBIT keyword ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Now see here. Now we understand the difference. SBIT out pin which is equal to 0x95. What is 95 now? So 95 we know 90. 95 is P1.5. 95 is the address of P1.5, fifth pin of port 1. So SBIT out pin is equal to 0x95. I am giving name to P1.5. P1.5 pin ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಹೆಸರೇನು, out pin is the name. So I have given the name out pin to the pin P1.5. Now SBIT is equal to P1.5 and for the P1.5 I have given the name out pin. You can give any name here. You can give J, you can give K, I can write your name as this pin. So 0x95. So I am assigning this address to this variable name. Now wherever you use out pin inside the program, so that will reflect in P1.5 pin. Then void main unsigned int I will declare one variable I, and for I is equal to 0, I less than 500, I plus plus, out pin is equal to 0. What is out pin now? P1.5. P1.5 0 ಆಯಿತು. Again P1.5 is 1. So when P1.5 is 0, so this pin is off, and when this is equal to 1, this is on condition. So what we need to do, turn bit P1.5 on and off for how many times? 500 times. That's why these two are repeated for 500 number of times. Therefore this loop is repeated for 500 number of times. And if I want to make it as continuously, ಇದನ್ನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನಾರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ವೈಲ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ವೈಲ್ 1. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ವೈಲ್ 1 ಹಿಯರ್, ಓಪನ್ ದ ಬ್ರೇಸ್, ದೆನ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲೂಪ್, ದಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ರೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರೇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ವೈಲ್ ಲೂಪ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ರೇಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವೈಲ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಲ್ ಒಂದು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ವೈಲ್ನ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Now here continuously is not given, therefore only for 500 times it will be repeated. On off ಆಗುತ್ತೆ P1.5 500 number of times, and then it will execute while 1 along with the semicolon. Now the control of the microcontroller will come and it will stay here continuously infinite number of times. It will start repeating only this statement. 500 times on off ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So it will generate delay continuously. Next, accessing bit addressable memory using bit data type. We are having another data type called as bit data type, and this bit data type is used to access the bit addressable memory location. So 16 bytes have been assigned for bit addressable RAM ranging from 20 to 2FH. We know out of 128 bytes, 16 bytes are reserved as bit addressable memory, and the location from 20H to 2FH. And each of 128 bits of this segment can be directly addressed by using the address 00 to 7FH. So total ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ 16 ಇದೆ. 16 multiplied by 8, that is nothing but 128 bits. 16 slots and each slot contain 8 bits. So it is 16 into 8, totally 128 bits. And what is the direct address of these bits? It is from 00 to 7F. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3 and so on up to 7F. These are the direct address. And the bits can be referred in two ways. One way is to refer their direct address from 00 to 7F. This is the one way. And the other way is with the reference 20 to 2FH. 20 to 2FH reference use ಮಾಡಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. How? Thus for 0H to 7H can also be referred as 20.0 to 20.7. 0 ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಒಂದೇ, 20.0 ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಒಂದೇ, 1 ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಒಂದೇ, 20.1 ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಒಂದೇ. Similarly 7 means 20.7. Similarly for 8 to F, that is nothing but 21.0 to 21.7 and so on. So this is how you can write the direct address. These are the direct address, or we can also write with the byte address. So 21 is the byte address. So 0th bit of 21, first bit of 21. For example, if I write 21.1, first bit of 21 address, and so on up to 7th bit of 21th address, and so on. And each of 16 bytes in this segment can also be addressed as a byte. Ella bits na access ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ directly I can take this byte address. For example, if I want to access all the bits of the 20th memory location, then you directly use this memory 20. The S-bit data type is used for bit addressable SFR registers only. S-bit. So here this S-bit stands for single bit, or it is the SFR bit. And this keyword is used to access only the bit addressable SFR register. SFR register do bit addressable na access ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ S-bit use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. To store some data in the bit addressable memory location of RAM space 20 to 2FH, we use the bit data type. Bit ಅನ್ನ data type ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? Bit addressable memory location ನ access ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. Don't get confused now. The keyword bit or the data type bit is used to access the bit addressable memory location. It is bit addressable memory location, bit keyword. Whereas S-bit keyword is used to access SFR bit addressable registers. We know that SFR registers are there, and out of these many SFR registers, few SFR registers are bit addressable. To access the particular bit of the bit addressable SFR register, we are going to use the keyword S-bit. Shall take one example. Write an 8051C program to get the status of P1.2. Save it in bit D1 of 24H RAM location, bit addressable memory address 21H, and send it to P2.6 continuously. This is the question now. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಸಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಆಫ್ P1.2. P1.22 ಪಿನ್ದು ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು, ಅದು 0 ಇದೆಯೋ 1 ಇದೆಯೋ ತೊಗೋಬೇಕು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 1 ಬಿಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೇವ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ D1 ಆಫ್ 24H. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? D1 ಬಿಟ್. D1 ಬಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಟ್. D0 ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 0th ಬಿಟ್, D1 ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಟ್, D2 ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬಿಟ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ 24H ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್. 24H ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. And bit addressable memory address is 21. 21H is the bit addressable memory. Our byte address memory is 24.1. And send it to P2.6. Store ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಆ ಬಿಟ್ಟನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ P2.6 ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು continuously. Continuously means infinite loop. Okay. Now we shall declare register 51.h s bit in bit P1.2. So P1.2 is written as P1 cap 2 in C programming. So in bit, I want to read the status of P1.2. Therefore, I will give the name for P1.2 as in bit. And then I have S bit output is equal to P2.6. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು? P2.6 ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. Therefore, I will give the name out bit for P2.6. And then I will declare one memory bit. I will call this as mem bit. That is nothing but 0x21, because 0x21 is the address. That is the direct address of 24, first bit of 24 memory location, 24th bit addressable memory location. So I will declare it as 0x21. Then I will write main program while one. Now mem bit is equal to in bit. What is in bit? P1.2. I want to read the status of P1.2. P1.2 status ತಗೋಬೇಕು. So P1.2 is nothing but the in bit. P1.2ಗೆ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ in bit ಅಂತ. ಆ P1 ಯಾವ in bit ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು ನಾವು? ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಬಿಟ್ ನಾವು? ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಬಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಬಿಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸಬಲ್ memory location. 21 bit addressable memory location. So we are having this memory location like this, bit addressable memory. So these are the memory locations of bit addressable. So what is the range of the bit addressable memory location? 20 to 2FH. So the first address ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ 20 ಇರುತ್ತೆ, second address ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ 21 ಇರುತ್ತೆ, third address 22, fourth address 23 and 24, 25 and so on up to 2F ವರೆಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ 2F ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈಚ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಬೈಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು 8 ಬಿಟ್ಸ್. ಒಂದೊಂದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? 8 ಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಬಿಟ್ಟು 8 ಬಿಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಬಿಟ್ಟನ್ನು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಏನು? ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ನಾವು? 0H is the direct address. What is the direct address of this one? 1H. This is 2H and so on up to 7H. The direct address of this is 7H. Or I can access I can write the address for this as 20.0. 20.0 ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು, 20.1 ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು, 20.2 ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು, 20.7 ಅಂದರೆ ಇದು. This is another method for accessing. Now 21H is given, that is bit addressable memory address. This 21 is not same as that of this 21. This 21 is byte address, whereas here it is bit addressable. Bit address means what? After 7, what is the next memory location address? What is the address of this one? Address of this is 8H. And address of next bit is 9H. And address of next bit is, after 9, it is A. Again it is B, C, D, E and F. So the address of this memory is nothing but F. Direct address is F, or I can write it as 0F. 0x0F is the address of this memory location, bit addressable memory. Or you can also access this memory as 21.7. 21.0, 21.1, 21.2 and so on up to 21.7, like that. And what is the address of the next memory location then after F? What is the next value? Next value is 10 after F. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. Therefore the address of this is 17. Again after 17 it is 18, 19, 110 and so on up to 1F. So this is nothing but 1F. So after 23rd memory location, now you are having 24th memory location. So that is what they have given, 24th. Now what is the address of this one? This is 1F is over now. Here it is 1F. So what is this one now? So the address of this is 20. After 1F it is 20. What is the next bit? Next bit is 21. Okay, this is what the bit we want. Now this bit, this particular bit is, its address is 21H. See here, this is also 21 and this is also 21, whereas this 21 is byte address. E21 use ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ 8 ಬಿಟ್ಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. All the 8 bits I can access by using this byte address. Whereas if I use this address, it will access only this particular memory location, 1 bit. So that is what this 21 is nothing but this 21. What is 24 now? D1 of 24. This can be accessed as either 21 or I can also access this as, this is the first bit of the 24th memory location. This is the 0th bit. 20, either I can access this bit by using 20 as a direct address or I can access this as 24.0. This location can be accessed as either 21 or I can also access this memory location as 24.1. D1 of 24 means first bit of 24, 24th byte address memory location. So either you can use this address or you can use this address. Now I am using this address here, 21. That 21 is nothing but this 21. Now I have taken in bit. In bit andre no P1.2 the status. Because for the P1.2 pin I have given the name in bit. ಆ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀನಿ? ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಬಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಶಲ್ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ದಟ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಿ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 0 ಇತ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಆ 0 ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ 0. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ mem bit is equal to out bit. Now what is mem bit now? Mem bit is 0. This 0 is sent to out bit. What is out bit? P2.6, because the question is send it to P2.6 continuously. ಈ P1.2 ಇಂದ ರೀಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ನ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಮೆಮೊರಿಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತು ಮೆಮೊರಿಯಿಂದ P2.6 ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್. How many times we need to repeat this? We need to repeat this for infinite number of times because continuously is given. Therefore, we need to write everything inside the while loop. While 1, we need to repeat this for infinite number of times. So this is what the program is. Next we shall go to arithmetic and the logical operators. So the C program supports different arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, as well as the modulo division. And these are the symbols used. Plus is for addition, minus for subtraction, star for multiplication, slash for division, and percentage for modulo division. So what is the difference between division and the modulo division? In case of division, whatever the variable you have used for the division, it will going to store the quotient. Whereas if you use the modulo operator, it will going to store the remainder. That is the difference between modulo as well as division. For example, if I take some value like let us assume that I will take one value like k. I will take one variable k. For example, shall assume that k is equal to 5 divided by 2. Then what it will do? What is the answer of k after the execution of this one? What k contains? So what it will do now? So this is nothing but I want to divide number 5 from number 2. So What is this now? It is nothing but 2 2s are 2 into 2 is 4. What is the remainder? Remainder is 1. Now when you do k is equal to 5 divided by 2, now this is a division operation. So after the execution of this one, the value of k is equal to 2. So quotient will be stored here. Now instead, if I use k is equal to 5 percentage of 2, so which is a modulo division. Instead of slash, if I use percentage division, then what is the answer it will going to store? It will do the same operation. 5 by 2 it will do. It will divide number 5 by number 2, but it will not store quotient, but it will store remainder. What is the remainder? 1 is the remainder. Therefore, k is equal to 1 after the execution of this statement. That is the difference between division as well as the modulo division. We shall take some examples. Find the value of y after the execution of the following statements. I will declare two variables, signed char x and y, both are of type character and they are signed. It may be negative number also. So x is equal to 0 1 0x01. So number 10 will be stored in the variable x, and number y is equal to x plus 0xfd. So what we are doing, y is equal to x. What is x now? Hexadecimal 10 is x. 0x10 means it is 10h. 10h plus fdh. But what is fd? Fd is a negative number. Because you write fd in binary, MSB bit will be equal to 1. If MSB is 1, then the number is negative. For example, what is 0x10, which is nothing but 10h. 10h in C statement, we write it as 0x10. You write this in binary. What is 1? 1 is nothing but 0 0 0 1. And what is this 0? 0 0 0 0. Now you check the MSB bit. MSB bit is 0. Therefore, it is a positive number. This number is a positive number. Whereas if you write FD, so if I write FDH, FD in hexadecimal, you write F in binary 1111, and what is D? D is nothing but 13. 13, that is 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 1, 13. Now you see the MSB bit. What is the MSB bit? MSB bit is 1. If MSB is 1, then the number is a negative number. Therefore, this is a negative number. We are adding one positive number with the negative number, and we are storing the result, that is the sum, to the variable y. In signed char, FD is nothing but minus 3. So how did I get minus 3 here? To get this minus 3, you take the 2's complement of this number. In the digital electronics class, we have already learnt how to take the 2's complement of a given number. Now this is the number. I want to take the 2's complement of it. Now to take the 2's complement of this number, first you take the 1's complement of this. What is 1's complement? You invert all the bits. That is called as 1's complement. Inverting means 1 is there, you write 0. Again 1 is there, you write. You replace 1 with 0 and 0 with 1. So this is 0. Then it is 0 0 1 0. This is the 1's complement of this number. Now add 1 to it. Add 1 here. Now this is 1 plus 0 is 1. This is 1. This is 0 0 0 0 0 0. And again put negative sign. Now this is what is its equivalent to hexadecimal value. Now this is minus 0 0 0 0 means that is 0 in hexadecimal, and 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 is 3. That is minus 0 3. Therefore, FD value is minus 3 in decimal. And y contains the result of addition of signed number, that is 10 minus 3. That is nothing but 0D. So after the execution of this statement, the content of y is nothing but 0D. 0D is nothing but 13. Similarly, find the value of y after the execution of the following statement. Unsigned int x and y. So I will define x is equal to 0x300, which is 300h. 300h divided by 16. And since I have used the normal division, quotient will be stored into the y. Now you do 300 divided by 16 in your calculator and in hexadecimal mode, not in the decimal mode. Keep your calculator in the hexadecimal mode and you do the division. Otherwise, you convert 300 into decimal, 16 into decimal, and then do the division. Again, convert the result back to hexadecimal. So you are going to get 22H as the answer. And this 22H will be stored in the variable y. Next, example 3, find the value of y after the execution of the following statement. Unsigned int x comma y, x is equal to 300H, that is nothing but 0x300, and y is equal to x multiplied by 0x16. That is, we are doing 300H multiplied by 16H. So if you do the multiplication of these two, the result is nothing but 4200H in hexadecimal. So keep your calculator in hexadecimal mode. Then you multiply 300 with 16, you are going to get this answer, 4200H. Then we shall take some of the logical operators supported by 8051C programming. AND, OR, XOR, inverter. These are the different logical operations supported by 8051C programming. Now, for example, if I take the two variables or the two inputs A and B, where A is 0011 and B is 0101, and if you perform the AND operation between A and B, we know AND operation, the output is 1 when both the inputs are 1. See here, in this case both the inputs are 1, therefore the output is 1. For all other case, output is 0. Whereas for the OR operation, for the AND operation, we are going to use this AND %. Ampersand symbol we are going to use to perform the AND operation in C programming. Whereas for the OR operation, we are going to use this straight line OR, A OR with B. We know for the OR operation, when both the inputs are 0, then only the output is 0. For all other case, the output is 1. And XOR operation is denoted with cap symbol. So A cap B, XOR operation. We know for the XOR operation, when the inputs are different. So here the inputs are different and here the inputs are different. So when the inputs are different, then only the output is 1. Otherwise, the output is 0. For the inversion, y is equal to negation of b. We are going to use the tilde symbol. This is the tilde symbol we are going to use. This will give the negation for the inversion operation. We are inverting the b bit. What is b here? B is 0, that becomes 1 here, and b is 1 here, and this becomes 0. These are the some of the logical operators: AND operation, OR operation, XOR, as well as the inversion. Along with that, we are having two more operators. They are called as shifting operators. Shift towards right side or shift towards left side for few number of times. We can able to write the value for how many times we need to do the shifting, right shift or a left shift. So double greater than and double less than we are going to use for right and left shift operation respectively. For example, if I take A right shift B, A is the data and B is the number of bits that has to be shifted right. For example, if I write 0x8A 3 times, you shift 8A value, 8A is the data. How many times we need to do the shifting? 3 times you need to do the shifting. And when you do that 3 times shifting to the right side for this value 8A, and from the left side you keep on appending the 0. It means that how do you write 8 in binary? 8 in binary is 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 is 8. And what is A? A is nothing but 10. 10 means 8 plus 2. That is 0 1. This is 0. Okay, 8 plus 2 is 10. So this is nothing but 8A. 8A in binary. How many times we need to do the shifting? 3 times. So first I will do the one shift. You need to shift towards the right side. Right side means for the first time this 0 will be discarded. Now this 1 will come here and this 0 will come here, because we are shifting all the bit one time towards right, and this 1 will come here and this 0 will come here and this 0 will here and this 0 will come here and this 1 will come here. Now this position is left now. Now from the right side, from the left side, we keep at 0. This is for the first shift, one shift. Now for the second shift, now I will take this 0. Now for the second shift, this 1 is discarded. Discard this 1. This 0 will come here and this 1. Again this 0. Again this 0 will come here. this 0 will be here, and this 1 and this 0, add one more 0 here. This is second shift. Now for the third shift, again this 0 is discarded, this 1 will come here, this 0 will come here, and this 0 will come here, this 0 will come here, this 1 will come and occupy this position, 0, again this 0 will come here and append one more 0. This is third shift. So after third shift, what is the answer? It is, so this is nothing but 1 in hexadecimal, and this is nothing but 1 in hexadecimal, 1 1 in H. 1 1 H is the answer. And how do you write 1 1 H in C language? 0x11 is 1 1 H in C program. So this is how we are going to do the shifting operation. Similarly, we can do the left shift operation. So how we have done the right shift operation? We are appending, after every shift, we are appending 0 from the left side. Similarly, for the left shift operation, for every shift, you append 0 from the right side. For example, if you shift this one time left side, then what will happen? This bit should be discarded. I will discard this bit. So this 0 will come and occupy this position. It will come here. And this 0 will come here. So all the bits are shifted left one time. So I will write here, this 0 will come and occupy the first position, MSB bit. Now this 0 will come and occupy here, and the third 0. And this 1 will come and occupy this position. So this becomes 1 now. Now what is left here? So 0 is left, 1, 0, and 0. One more 0 we are appending from the right side. Again you do the second shift, third shift, you are going to get this answer. So this is how we can use the logical operators in 8051 C programming. I shall take one example. Write an 8051 C program to get the status of bit P1.2 and send it to P2.6 after inverting it. So what I need to do? To read the status of P1.2 and send it to P2.6 after inversion. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇದರ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ P1.2 ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ನ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದನ್ನು P2.6ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. Then I will write hash include reg51.h. I will give one name to the in bit. P1.2 is the in bit from which I want to read the status. And P2.6 will be, I have given the name out bit, and both are of S bit. S bit, why? Because why S bit here? Because both are SFR registers and we are accessing only one bit of SFR. Therefore, it is S bit. If I want to access all the bits, then you need to declare it as SFR. Okay. You can give any name here. It need not be necessary like in bit and out bit. You can simply write only in, and you can simply write only out, or you can write in 1, out 1, into, out 4. Any name we can able to write here. So just we are giving one name to the P1.2 and P2.6. Here in this case we have given in bit and out bit for P1.2 and P2.6 respectively. And I will declare one memory location. So to declare the bit addressable memory, I know what is the keyword used. Bit is the keyword used. And what is the name I will give? I will give membit. You can give any name again here. Not necessary. You can give only MEM. Only MEM is equal to 0x11. Means we are giving one name to this bit addressable memory location 11. Then void main while 1 continuously is given. Okay, and continuously is not given. If they have given continuously, even if you don't write while 1, you will be getting full marks for this program. So while 1 membit is equal to inbit. So what I will do now? Inbit is P1.2. I will take the status of P1.2 and I will store in the memory 11H. ಇದು P1.2 ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು 11H ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ 11H ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಡೇಟಾನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು P2.6 ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ವರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಇನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಔಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಗೆ. ಔಟ್ಬಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ P2.6. Send it to P2.6 after inverting it. I am reading the status of P1.2. I am storing in the some memory location, and in the memory location I have taken the negation of that is the complement or the inversion of that bit, and the resultant bit is stored back to out bit, and this will be repeated here for infinite number of times. But here in the program, continuously is not mentioned. Therefore, it is not necessary to write these statements. You can write only this: void main membit is equal to inbit, output is equal to complement of inbit, now complement of membit. In the program, if they have mentioned, in the question, if they have mentioned continuously, then you should write while one. You put everything inside the while one. ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ ವೈಲ್ ಒನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಿರೋ ದೆನ್ ದೋ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ಫೈನೈಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್. Example 2, write an 8051C program to toggle all the pins of port 1. Toggle all the pins of port 1 for every 50 milliseconds using NOT operation. Toggle in the change ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 0 make 0 as 1 and 1 as 0. That is called as toggling for every 50 milliseconds. 50 milliseconds ಗೆ toggle ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. Use the NOT operation or the inverter operation. So for this, what I will do, I will declare the header file void delay. I will call delay program. So this is the function prototype for the delay, because delay is required. Then void main p1.0 is equal to 55. Initially, let us assume the status of port 1 is 55h, that is 0x55. Then while 1 it is continuously again. P1 is equal to complement of P1. Now I have used the port 1. What is the port 1 status? 55. What is the complement of 55? Complement of 55 is AA. Now AA will be stored to P1 status. Now call the delay 50. Now delay is the function here. Now what is the parameter we are passing? 50 we are passing, and 50 will be received here. And I know that this loop will going to, this for loop will going to generate 1 milliseconds of delay. And I am repeating this for loop for count number of times. What is count now? Count is 50. So I am repeating this for 50 times. Therefore 50 into 1 millisecond is 50 milliseconds. Therefore when you execute this subroutine program, 50 milliseconds of delay will be generated. Once again come here. After the execution of the delay, once again come here. Now what is the status of P1? P1 becomes AA now. Again take the complement of AA. Complement of AA is 55. Again call the delay. Again come. Again take the complement of 55. Again it becomes AA, and again call the delay. So therefore the port 1 is toggling continuously, and we have done that with the help of the NOT operation. So this is called as NOT operation or the inverter operation. 55 AA and again 55 AA. So we are doing the complement. Next, example 3, write 8051C program to toggle all the pins of port 1 50 milliseconds for every 50 milliseconds using XOR operation. Now instead of using the NOT, same program it is. Now instead of using NOT operation, you have to use the XOR operation. So what I will do, so these things are same. So P1 is equal to 55 while 1. P1 is equal to initial status of the P1 XOR with FF. So what will happen here? It will take the, now initially what is the P1? 55 is P1. Now here it will take 55. What is 55 in binary? 0 1 0 1, again 0 1 0 1. I am doing XOR operation. This cap is XOR operation. This value should be XORed with FF. What is FF? 1 1 1 1, again 1 1 1 1. You find out the XOR operation of this. So the output of XOR gate is 1 when the inputs are different. So here the inputs are different. This is 1 and this is 1, and again here this is 1 and this is 1, whereas the remaining bits are 0, and the inputs are same. So here the input is same, therefore it is 0. Again input is same, 0. What is this value now? See here, this is A and again this is A. So 55 ಇತ್ತು P1, ಅದೇನಾಯ್ತು ಇವಾಗ AA ಆಯಿತು. AA ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು P1ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಾಪಸ್ P1ಗೆ AA ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಕಾಲ್ ಡಿಲೇ. Again you call the 50 milliseconds of delay using this delay function. Now once again come here. Now what is the status of P1? Now the initial status of the previous status of the P1 is AA. Again AA XOR with FF. Again do the XOR operation. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So when the inputs are different, this is 1 and this is 1. Again here this is 1 and this is 1. and the remaining bits are 0 here. Now what is this C value? This value is equivalent to 55. That is nothing but the earlier value only. Earlier value. It means that when you do XOR operation of any number with FF, then you are going to get its exactly complement. XOR complement of AA is 55 and the complement of 55 is AA. So this will be repeated continuously. So you take any number, do the XOR operation with the FF. And when you do XOR operation of any number with FF, you are going to get its complement. So this is how we are toggling all the pins of port 1. All the pins of port 1 we are toggling by using the XOR operation now. Instead of using NOT operation, we have used the XOR operation. And the delay program is same. We are passing the parameter 50 to the count, and this will generate 1 millisecond of delay, and this 1 millisecond is repeated for 50 number of times. Totally you are going to get 50 milliseconds of delay. Coming to the summary of this session, in this session we have learned how to access SFRs as well as the bit addressable memory using C programming, as well as the arithmetic as well as the logical operators supported by 8051C. Thank you.